You're listening to
Super, whatever the infernal thing is.
Supercalifragilistic Awesome Disney Podcast. Each week, we're going to talk about three things. In Main Street USA, we'll talk about the latest Disney news.
I'm sure I don't know, darling. Luck favors the prepared.
In Tomorrowland, we'll talk about the things we're looking forward to.
Back up, boy. I need some room to work. I'm about to fabulous you.
And World Showcase is dedicated to our favorite Disney adventures.
That was totally wicked!
So let's get this show on the road.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
Hey there, everybody. This is Chris.
And I'm Kelly.
And I am jealous that you got a in the intro. Edna Mode is in the intro.
The reality is, I did not plan that.
You look amazing.
Yes, I did not plan that. I mean, I planned the Edna Mode costume.
Yes.
But I did not plan to be in the intro. I actually made that intro months ago. You are totes adorbs. I mean, oh my goodness, you could not look more wholesome right now. You're just so dang cute.
I gotta say, you did a great job on my sash.
Oh, you were so dang cute.
Jules did a really good job on my sign here, my banner.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
You are
did
so
a good
dang
job.
cute.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
Happy Halloween. Boo to you, man. Boo to you.
Happy Halloween. Okay, so you look great. Gosh, I can't get over you. Those glasses.
Well, I'm sure I don't know, darling. Life never prepared.
So, happy Halloween to everybody. And that was last night, but we're enjoying it right now. We had a really awesome Halloween social distanced in our backyard by the fire pit. We watched some
Hocus
Pocus, and that was a good time.
Great.
Hey, so this week, Tuesday, 2 days from now, vote like it's nobody's business.
Yes.
It's a huge deal. It's super important, and early turnout has been just off the charts, amazing everywhere. Tuesday's probably going to be chock full of nuts, so just vote.
Yes. Go vote for sure.
Hey, we are super thankful of the people who decide every week to listen, to download our podcast or watch us on YouTube. We do not take any of it for granted. Whoever it is that downloaded from Lake Ronkonkoma, New York, in Long Island.
Yeah.
We saw you. We appreciate you. Fort Smith, Arkansas. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and Moscow, Russia.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look, I don't know if we can ship a sticker to Russia.
We'll try though.
But I would try.
I would
try. If you guys, those of you, if you heard your city shout out, then tag us on some type of a social media platform, and I will get you a sticker for sure.
Yep. So thank you all for that. Hey, so it was really kind of a nightmare this week before Halloween at Disney. They laid off Disney World. Laid off the vast majority of their acting talent, their singing talent. 720 of the 780 performers.
Gosh.
Yeah, I know. So, like Festival of Lion King, Beauty and the Beast stage show, Citizens of Hollywood, Citizens of Main Street, Monsters, Inc. Laugh Floor, and a number of other Hoop-de-Doo musical review. 40 plus years that thing's been going on. Just brought to its knees by COVID.
I mean, that's crazy because I would think they could have socially distanced at Hoop-de-Doo.
I don't know. It's got to be just money. It's just got to be money. So it's a real shame. Hate it so much. But look, there is, if you go to www.castmemberpantry.com, it's basically a Facebook page where there are opportunities to donate actual food items or cash. We here at SCF ADP, we donated cash to that cause because nothing has brought us more joy in life than the joy that those people have brought to us.
Yeah, the cast members make Disney for sure.
For sure, and they have such incredible talent there. And it was that news this week really sort of hit me in the feels, man. We've had a lot of rough news for people that work for Disney, but that one really brought it home to me. So anyway, go to castmemberpantry.com and see what you can do there. It's real easy to donate via Venmo. So that's a great cause.
Yep.
They also have an Amazon.com wish list that you can also get to.
Okay, that's great.
From that same location. So,
Okay.
Disney Paris also shut down on November the 29th.
Wow.
Because of
on November the 29th?
November the 29th. Oh, I'm sorry, October the 29th.
October 29th.
Sorry.
Okay.
We're in November now. October 29th, just this past week, they shut down because of rising COVID cases. And they are planning to celebrate the Christmas season from December 19th through January 3rd. But then they're going to close again right after January 3rd until at least February 12th.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Just because of COVID cases spiking there. It's a bummer, man. It's a real bummer.
This year sucks.
2020, it's terrible. I mean, Sean Connery just died. Come on.
Brutal.
Rise of the Resistance, virtual queue change. So the virtual queue boarding pass deal. Now you can enter a boarding. You can try to get into a boarding queue at 7 a.m. even if you're not in the park.
Oh,
that's a big deal.
it is a big deal.
So if you're planning to go to Hollywood Studios that day,
Do you have to be in the vicinity?
No, you just got to be. You had to have a reservation for the park for that day.
Okay, right. Okay.
Right, you gotta have a reservation for the park,
Uh-huh.
and then you can try to get a boarding pass at 7 a.m. If you don't get one, if they say they're all booked up because they book up in like 5 or 6 minutes, they will give you another chance at 2:00 as long as they have space in the day.
Yeah.
So that's cool. There are some Thanksgiving feasts happening at Disney Springs.
Yeah, okay.
So Maria and Enzo's. These are a couple of these are fixed price menus.
Okay.
On Thanksgiving Day, Maria and Enzo's Hideaway are offering roasted turkey breast and pancetta, polenta stuffing with mascarpone cream, cranberry squash caponata, and green beans. $37 for an adult, $19 for kids 9 and under.
That's not bad.
Nope. The Edison's doing sort of traditional. Oven roasted turkey, mashed potatoes, gravy, house-made stuffing, brown sugar honey glazed baby carrots, cranberry chutney. $35 for adult, $19 for child.
They're cute.
And then Morimoto Asia will be open, and there's really just order off the
Sushi.
menu. Order off the
Sushi
menu.
for Thanksgiving. Why not?
Holiday decor is up today.
Yes.
I mean, they don't waste time.
I know.
Magic
It is
Kingdom.
sort of magical at Disney, right? Yeah. As soon as Halloween's over, it's like you go and I sort of want to be at the parks like the end of October, early November, so we can get pictures on October. And then overnight, the next day, suddenly it's Christmas.
It's Christmas. Yeah, there were people taking pictures in front of the Christmas trees and stuff.
Oh, that's fantastic! Today. I'm so excited about it. I can't wait.
Real quick, so entertainment news, Mandalorian, what'd you think?
I liked it. I find myself extremely stressed out about the situations that the child gets put into.
I know you were really
he
stressed
goes
out.
everywhere with the Mandalorian, and I feel like on some level I appreciate that. But on other levels, I wish our dogs could go everywhere with me too, but there's some places that are too dangerous for them.
well, we won't give
when
away
you're
spoilers,
trying to,
but
kill a massive dragon.
Right, yeah. So that's probably not a great environment for the child.
I don't feel like it is. But at the same time, don't you also feel like the child could have just, boom, taken care of everything for everybody?
No, it doesn't work that way. Doesn't work that way.
What? The Force?
The Force. Doesn't work that way. So,
you're not a Jedi. You are not actually
I've watched all the Star Wars movies.
That does not make you a Jedi. You are not actually a Jedi.
Oscar Isaac is going to star. They're making yet another Marvel series for Disney Plus. I mean, WandaVision. All the Winter Soldier, or Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Hawkeye, Miss Marvel, She-Hulk. All these things are being made for Disney Plus, and now Moon Knight, which is a Marvel character. You're going to love the description of this guy. Anyway, Oscar Isaac is going to play the lead character. Oscar Isaac played Poe Dameron in the Star Wars movies.
Oh, I like Poe.
Yeah, so he's going to play the lead character in this show.
Okay, well, tell me who he is.
The story of Mark.
Something ridiculous.
It is. The story of Mark Spector, a soldier and mercenary, an elite soldier that decides to fight crime after he becomes the human avatar of Khonshu, the Egyptian god of the moon.
None of that is a thing. I mean,
I love it.
I know.
So that's all I got for news. That's all I got for news.
I'm speechless on that. Would you like a trivia question?
Sure, I'm minus 300 in the hole. So.
I know, but you got it right last week. Good for you. How old is Crush in Finding Nemo?
Oh, man, I don't know. He's really old.
Oh, come on.
He's really old.
Come on, take a stab.
117.
Play along. It's close.
Is it really?
Close. But close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. I'm so sorry, honey. The answer is 150 and still young.
Oh.
Right?
So do I get any kind of...
You get nothing. I'm sorry.
All right.
I'm so sorry. You get nothing for that.
I'm not surprised. All right, well, then I guess off to Tomorrowland.
Tomorrowland it is.
All right. So I'm doing a little something weird for this little Halloweeny, but it's kind of funny for Tomorrowland because I've actually done this ride before.
Wait, you're doing something that's Halloweeny after we spent an entire month with me being spooky and you going in a complete opposite direction.
You're going to say, oh, that's not really Halloween, so it's not really that Halloweeny. But the only reason I'm talking about it now is because this is something that actually made an impression on me when I was little because it scared the crap out of me.
Okay.
All right.
Let's hear it, Russell.
And I've ridden this ride, although the reason it's in Tomorrowland is because the only way I get to ride it again is if I go to Disneyland and ride it. Because it's no longer at the Magic Kingdom. So I'm looking forward to one day getting to ride this ride again at Disneyland. There's another ride there, too, that may be a future Tomorrowland also that used to be at Magic Kingdom that's still open there.
Okay, the suspense is killing me.
Snow White Scary Adventures. You ever ridden it?
This scared the crap out of you as a child.
Oh, my gosh, man. I know the very moment that I peed a little.
No.
Yeah.
Really? How old were you?
I was little. I mean,
10.
All right, I was 15, but no, I was probably 5 or 6.
Okay, all right. Well, tell us about it. So wait, so they moved the whole ride to Disneyland?
No. This thing has been at Disneyland since the day Disneyland opened. This thing is 65 years old. It used to be at Magic Kingdom,
and they just closed it.
And they closed it down.
And so why did they close it? Is this part of your?
It's where Princess Fairy Tale Hall is now.
Oh, they closed it because nobody was riding it, and they had something better.
I don't think so. I think
that's why they closed rides.
Well,
I'm going to go ahead and make some enemies here, too, but it's why they auto-close the Country Bear Jamboree.
Yeah, you made one enemy. You certainly made one enemy for sure.
The Country Bear Jamboree is in need of a massive overhaul. And every time we've gone in there, it's me and you and maybe one other person.
That's not true. So...
It's totally true.
It's not true.
It is true. Because
you better get off the Country Bears,
nobody's going to the Country Bear Jamboree.
Lock it up. We'll talk about the country. We'll talk. This conversation is not over, though. I'll tell you that much. So the Snow White. I thought you'd love this because Snow never gets any credit or any appearances.
Well, exactly, and that's why they closed her ride down.
So this
Snow is the most underseen princess, I believe, out there.
Maybe so. It's just a slow ride, dark ride. It's on it's old-fashioned tracks. It's not like the new slick, trackless rides inside. This is definitely on a track. It uses some old, technology. Doors obviously opening in front of you and everything. It was really originally called Snow White and Her Adventures. But they've changed the names of these things over and over again. There's a version at Disneyland or Tokyo Disneyland and in Paris of these.
Really?
Yep. And so for years, guests would wonder. They would wonder why they never saw Snow in the ride, and you would of course say it was because they hate Snow White. But the idea for this ride was originally that you're Snow White, and everything that you're experiencing is happening to you as Snow White in the ride.
Oh my goodness, that's
Right.
complete symbolic annihilation of Snow White.
Oh my gosh!
I mean, she gets no credit in the parks. She's hardly ever in, like,
We're
if you buy a
seeing her
Prince's pack of little of people or whatever, snow is hardly ever in there.
We're seeing her
very
much more
difficult
these
to
days.
find snow paraphernalia.
It is.
And
You're
so
right.
then on her very own ride, they say, you know what? Let's not actually include snow.
But wait, in 1983, Disneyland overhauled all of Fantasyland. And with that, they overhauled a lot of the rides so that the rides would then include the characters that those rides were about. So now you can see her once in the ride.
So the implication there is that there were other rides that didn't include characters that the ride was about. Mm-hmm. Do you have an example?
I don't.
Exactly. I'm willing to bet it's only Snow. She's the only one.
Well, now you can see her once.
Oh, for the love.
The outer facade, it currently looks like Evil Queen's castle. And so, like, there's no reason to really see Snow in the outer facade at all. Although they say that there's a window upstairs where if you sit and watch, you'll see the Evil Queen tilt the curtains back and look out at you.
Huh.
Yep. It was set to close on January 6th this year, not for pandemic, but to have another major overhaul.
Yeah, probably did.
And so
I bet they put 2 Snows in there.
they might. The Magic Kingdom version was very similar. It's supposed to make guests feel like they were Snow White. They overhauled it in 1994. Get this, to make it less scary. That's the one I rode.
Well, I mean, I got to tell you, the that other one, the Lilo and Stitch ride in Tomorrowland, scared the crap out of me.
Oh,
There are some scary things at Disney.
well, I mean, it was even scarier before that.
Okay, so Snow's
So
ride was
the whole
scary.
idea, this is a mine car ride. So in all of the versions of this, right, but it's on a slow track. You're in a mine car. All the versions of this have the same sort of scenes there and themes. Okay, there's usually a scene in the dwarf's cottage. There's usually a scene in the dark forest. There's usually a scene or two in the Evil Queen's castle or dungeon. Usually something in the mine shaft, like we're all the diamond mine, right? And so there's usually all those themes, okay? Depending on which one you're going through, they may switch up the order that they're in. And some of the technology is a little bit different. Okay. The witch, like when she turns into a hag, she's much scarier. She was designed much scarier in the one in Magic Kingdom because it was built so much later than the one in Disneyland.
Is that what scared you? The hag?
There's a scene in all of them where you ride up to a cauldron and she's standing in front of the cauldron. You can see her reflection in the mirror on the other side of the cauldron.
Hag.
She's the evil queen.
Okay.
And then right as you get up to her, she flips around and she's turned into the hag. Like right in front of your eyes, and that's when I peed a little bit. And so the other theme here is that you see the old hag a lot throughout the ride, the rest of the ride, whether you're going through the forest or a dungeon or even the dwarf's cottage or whatever. The idea is she's constantly trying to hand you the poison apple.
Okay.
And eventually she gives up on that and just tries to straight up murder you. Yeah.
OMG.
By the one in Disneyland, she tries to drop a boulder on your head.
Wow.
The one in the Magic Kingdom, according to the Imagineers, she does kill you. You're in a diamond mine in the last scene, and she's trying to drop a big, huge, like, jewel on your head. And the very next scene is you go into a pitch dark room where it's all these flashing strobes, and you hear her evil laughter, like, yes, I just killed them.
So the point is to show that the witch tried to kill Snow outside of just the apple situation.
Yeah.
Like, eventually, Snow had been escaping this witch for a long time.
I guess, or at least in this ride. I mean, eventually, Snow did eat the apple and fell into a deep sleep and had to be,
She didn't die.
No, she woke up by True Love's kiss, right? That's what happens.
I would just say I'm glad at Magic Kingdom then that they went with the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train instead of some kind of a scary situation. But don't you think now that it's interesting they didn't call it Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train?
Sure. But it was never her mine or her mine train.
But
it was always there. Mine.
But Snow at least is in there, right? She's dancing.
She is in there. She's in the
with them.
cottage. Yeah.
But I'm just saying, again, symbolic annihilation. Snow is not even her name.
What's her name?
She's not. Her name is not in the ride.
No, it's not.
Right? So you took away the ride that had her name, and now you've replaced it with a ride that's all about the dwarves. There is an actual Snow in that ride, but the ride is completely about the dwarves. Let's make the ride about 7 little men and take out the entire star.
Oh, goodness gracious.
I'm feeling it tonight.
I see.
Edna Mode is feeling it.
They had to change the one, and they had to stop letting the witch give out an apple on the ride in Disneyland, because on grad night, when all the kids would come to the park, they'd literally take that apple out of her hand, and they'd have to keep replacing the apple.
Aww.
So the witch would turn around, she'd be like this, and some kid would snatch the apple out of her hand.
I mean, that seems like a problem that super glue could solve.
Well, they solved it with like mirrors to create an image of an apple.
A faux apple.
And so when people try to grab it, their hand would go right through the apple.
I do think you should have done this during October.
I did.
I think it would have been a good Halloween
I'm literally
thing.
in costume.
I think it's November. I was spooky for 4 weeks.
I know. You really did great. Good job. What do you want?
Okay, well, I'm fully on brand here. So,
Good.
So today we're going to talk about the thing that you and I love to do most on the first day we get onto Disney property. Can you think of what that is?
Earl of Sandwich.
Earl of Sandwich.
Boom.
We're talking about Earl of Sandwich.
Good.
Okay.
They got a Thanksgiving sandwich.
So yes. So Earl of Sandwich, for those of you that don't know, I'm so sorry. It's in Disney Springs. Okay. Yes. And here's the fun part. I'm gonna do a Chris here. I'm gonna give you a little bit of background info. First of all, the Earl of Sandwich
so you're gonna do it right.
Is an actual royal title. This is fantastic. I didn't know this.
I know this. I know this.
Gosh, of course you do. It's a noble title held by the House of Montague, typically associated with Sandwich, Kent.
Yes.
You didn't know it. I'm seeing your face. You did not know that. It was created in 1660 for the prominent naval commander, Admiral Sir Edward Montague. He was made Baron Montague and Viscount Hinchingbrook and Peerage of England. I'm sure I got none of that right. I
do know that it's Viscount.
It's not Viscount?
No.
There's an S.
I know, but the S is silent.
Well,
I love the silent letter.
I'm sure Viscount, I slaughtered way more than that.
Yeah,
okay. A member of the prominent Montague family, Lord Sandwich, was the son of Sir Sidney Montague, the youngest brother of Henry Montague, the first Earl of Manchester.
Okay.
As of 2017, the title is now held by the 11th Earl, John Edward Hollister Montague, who was born in 1943, and he succeeded as Lord in 1995.
No kidding.
Or as Earl in 1995. Okay. So Lord Sandwich is one of the 90 elected hereditary peers that remain in the House of Lords after passing of the House of Lords Act in 1999. I got to tell you, I've read a lot of like murder mysteries and stuff, and the Lords and the Earls and the Viscounts and all that are constantly involved in that kind of seedy underbelly. And so I have been, honestly, I thought the House of Lords was total fiction. So I just want to take a moment to apologize to the House of Lords and all of the Earls.
And the Viscounts.
And the Viscounts. Because I thought you were just some kind of a plot in my novels. Okay, so I'm going to read to you. This is from the Earl of Sandwich website. So this is how this all came to be, how the sandwich came to be. Okay, the history of the actual sandwich.
Poker.
Legend has it that in 1762, John Montague, the 4th Earl of Sandwich, invented the sandwich. He was playing cards and did not want to leave the gaming table to eat. I know you're so excited about this. He asked for a serving of roast beef to be placed between 2 slices of bread so he could eat with his hands. As the story goes, others in Montague's circle began ordering the same as sandwich, thus giving rise to the name and the item that we all love today.
Beautiful.
Americans eat about 300 million sandwiches a day.
I am responsible for a large number of those. I like a sandwich.
So anyway, so that's the background. Okay, so let's move over to the restaurant.
The restaurant.
Okay, so the restaurant is the brainchild of Orlando Montague, which, I mean, perfect name, right?
Yeah, it's a great name.
Who is the younger son of the 11th Earl of Sandwich. He's a direct
it's literally
descendant.
a member of the,
Oh, yes.
of the family.
No, this is a real thing. He's a direct descendant. The first restaurant opened on March 19th, 2004, located in Disney Springs, which was then downtown Disney, or the Lake Buena Vista area.
Yeah.
They now have 35 locations, one in Canada, one in France at Disneyland Paris. We will totally go there. 2 in the Philippines.
Wow.
Isn't that fun? And 31 in the U.S.
I've been to the one in Las Vegas.
Yeah, I've been there too. But I get so excited anytime I'm anywhere near an Earl of Sandwich, and I go. Okay, so Earl of Sandwich has several staples on their menu, right? The club, the original, the BLT, ham and Swiss, French dip, right? All those staples. But they actually regularly add to their menu for seasonal offerings and fun side items. So like you mentioned, they've got the Thanksgiving sandwich, which is out, right? So my favorite is the caprese. Which is fresh mozzarella, Roma tomatoes, basil, and balsamic. It's so simple, but it is so freaking delicious.
The Earl of Sandwich will be so disappointed. There's not 1 ounce of
Beef.
protein on there.
Hello, mozzarella.
Well, that is what we're talking about.
You get the original 1762, right?
I do, and it is glorious.
So that's roast beef, cheddar, and horseradish.
Yeah, buddy.
You get it every time.
Every time.
I thought I remembered you dipping. Do you dip with that as well? There's no. That's French dip is separate.
Yep.
I used to get something that came with like a cranberry relish on it.
And it had stuffing on it. That's their that Thanksgiving sandwich is there, I think, all the time. Although it may only be there because I'm there a lot around Thanksgiving, but it
feels like it's there a lot. Right now they have a Chipotle Hawaiian chicken that's new on the menu. And so they're really pimping that out. But anyway, so they do have the holiday turkey, which is turkey, cornbread stuffing, gravy, cranberry sauce, and mayo.
Yeah.
Gravy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Who doesn't want some gravy on their sandwich?
So this is interesting. So I kept looking up, tried to find on their website, like, how do they describe their bread? How would you describe it?
Man, it's interesting.
Yes.
I would describe it as your own little sandwich size loaf of bread.
It is very loafy, right? So in my mind, it somehow loafy. It somehow tastes both toasted and steamed.
Yeah.
Right? It's got the crunch, but then it's also got the steamy
but
gooey.
it's not hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know. It's brilliant is what it is. It truly is unique. I mean, you think we pass 1,000 different sub-restaurants just driving down the road. But if there was an Earl of Sandwich within 30 minutes of here, I would drive past every other restaurant and go to the Earl of Sandwich.
For sure. There's no question about it.
Yeah, no, it's amazing.
And my sandwich intake would somehow increase.
They also have wraps, although they don't have a veggie wrap, which is interesting because they do have a veggie sandwich, separate from the caprese. They have salads, soups, desserts, cookies, and brownies, which I highly recommend. They have a great brookie. Pizza bread, which kind of looks like French bread pizza. You know, like Stouffer's French bread pizza. Mac and cheese, wings.
I had no idea.
I know. And wedges, which are basically like French fry type wedges.
Oh, okay.
Like a big chunky wedge, yeah. Lots of beverage offerings. They have frozen lemonade, hot chocolate, hot tea, fountain drinks, and a new offering, Frosé. Now, I got this the last time we went there, right? I think for some reason you had already eaten or you went somewhere else. I was eating alone.
That's right. Why was that?
I don't remember. Either you had already eaten or you joined me late or something, but you got there and you were saving the table.
Yes, I was. Why was that?
I don't remember that at all.
I think maybe I might have been saving myself for Art Smith or something.
I don't know. Whatever it was, I feel like maybe you made a bad decision that day.
A decision to not eat at Earl of Sandwich is, in fact, a bad decision.
Yes. But so the Frosé was great. They also offer beer and wine. They recently added breakfast sandwiches, burritos, and muffins.
Oh, Man.
Right? And it's hot breakfast sandwiches. So instead of the long, like, sub-type roll, the breakfast sandwiches are a circular bun, but the bread looks exactly the same. Like, it looks both toasted and steamed. I can't explain it any other way.
Yeah,
I love that bread so much.
It's really good. And they wrap it up in that tight little bundle.
I tell you what, if they gave me just give me just a loaf of that bread,
I know,
with a cup of that broccoli cheese soup, I would just dip all day and be so happy. I would be so happy.
I know that would be a nice. So I wonder if they do that. Just give you some soup. And,
just give me some soup and some of your bread.
And just some of the bread.
What an odd ask. People on TripAdvisor say that this is possibly the best sandwich ever. So, I mean, they've won several TripAdvisor awards for people in the Orlando area.
Rightly so.
Everybody loves it.
Yeah.
Everybody loves Earl of Sandwich. So, a few pro tips. First, the place is popular. It is hugely popular at Disney Springs. They are basically printing money.
Yep.
You will wait in a line. You will wait for your food. It will be amazing.
Yep.
All of the above.
Oh, their tomato soup is really amazing.
Tomato
too.
soup is fantastic. A lot of people say get the caprese with the tomato soup.
It's so good.
Yeah, but it's a lot of tomato. I go caprese, broccoli cheddar.
Sure.
They also have their own brand of potato chips, which are fantastic. Go during non-traditional hours if you don't want to wait or search for a table.
Yeah.
And try some sides other than chips. Like you've mentioned, their soups are great.
Yep.
The desserts are fantastic. They usually have a pasta salad and some fruit options. Lots of sides to pick from. So branch out, or, split,
Or
share.
just find what you love and have it over and over and over again. I always tell myself I'm going to get the Thanksgiving sandwich, and I don't.
You don't, because you're
I
going to
don't.
get the original.
Gosh, it's so good.
I'm going to get the caprese, and I'm going to get chips, even though I just told all of y'all to try their other sides. But they do have really great chips. Broccoli cheese soup's great. Rookie is good. Frosé.
It's a wonderful place to eat.
I know. I'm so glad I did Earl of Sandwich.
I'm glad you did Earl of Sandwich too, except now I want Earl of Sandwich.
I know. I'm hungry right now.
Okay, so that's the show for this week. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, do us a favor. Run out to iTunes, leave us a rating, leave us a review. It helps us so much. I can't tell you what it does for our ability to find new listeners.
Absolutely. And same thing on YouTube, right? 66% of the folks that watch us on YouTube are not subscribed. So subscribe there. It also helps us find new listeners. And if you're looking for more things Disney, please visit scfadp.com. That's S for super, C for Kelli, F for fragilistic, A for awesome, D for Disney, P for podcast. Speaking of YouTube, we got a video out there of us making some cheddar cheese drop biscuits that were great.
Yep. Keep an eye out for everything else we're going to put out there. Join us at the other socials, Instagram and Twitter, at SCFADP. The more the merrier. Help us make some new friends out there. And
yes, we would love to hear from you.
with that, we hope to see you real soon.